Hey, offense is going to get it back on track, and we're going to get a goal from one defender at least in this match. 4-2 Orange County. 4-2
Well,
Orange County is my prediction. I'm going big.
Ray, what defender is going to score for Orange
I,
County?
I can't tell you. I cannot tell you which defender is going to score.
Just take the segue and run.
Yeah.
please.
I know. Take
Come
the segue.
on, man.
Go for it, Dylan. Take the segue. And what defender do I think is going to score, Dylan? Go for it.
Could we just bring him on, please? Ladies and gentlemen, left back, midfielder. You know, he does
Striker.
it all, really. Right back at one point. U.S.
Every
national
position.
team man, Pedro, and my apologies. I would love for you to correct me in a second. Guimaraes?
Pretty close. Guimaraes.
Okay, that's okay. All right, it's
English
fine, it's
accent,
fine.
yeah.
We were
We're gonna
guessing
keep going.
by what your mom had said a year and a half ago, so everything's fine. Thanks, Pedro's mom. Welcome to the show.
Thank you guys for having me, yeah.
I'm just gonna jump right into it because we don't want to keep you up too late. I'm sorry, that's probably the last comment I'm gonna go.
That's not cool.
Pedro, how was your experience with the national team?
It was great. Going to national team camps is always a good thing for you and obviously like your resume. I think going there you take a lot of experience, especially going away so far from home. I would say the results weren't our way, but I think we're finding our groove still and still preparing for World Cup. So yeah, pretty excited.
Do you feel? Let me phrase it this way. Now that you've kind of made it as a professional, I mean, I think 14 appearances with Orange County this year, just in the league. How do you feel that prepares you at the national team level compared to a year or two ago?
No, for sure. I think playing with a lot of the older guys definitely shows what level you're at when you come back to around the people your age. I think putting in the work with them every day kind of shows you, kind of helps you and brings your confidence up towards like when you come down and play with people your age, you kind of see like what level you're at. So that definitely helps.
Wonderful. Is there a player or two or a member of the coaching staff that day in, day out at Orange County helps you most or that you're trying to model your game or professionalism after?
No, definitely Ryan Dogman definitely helps me out a lot. And Deckel, one of the assistant coaches, we always try to, talk and have these conversations just to kind of bring my confidence up and try to mimic my game off them, try to become the best version of myself.
I love that. Deckel was a center back, if I remember correctly. It's been a
Correct,
long time.
yeah.
So, okay. Do you see yourself as more of a defensive-minded fullback, or where do you fit in?
No, I think definitely on the other side of the field, more attacking minded. I'd say I definitely enjoy playing more up the field more, and it's definitely something that's one of my strengths in my game.
It makes sense. We've seen you score, and it didn't seem like a fluke. Actually, speaking of flukes and scoring, do you think Bryce meant his goal on Friday night?
That's something you're gonna have to ask him. I'm not gonna speak for him.
I'm sad. I was hoping you were going to let us know. Pedro, I trying to. Yeah, I'm just gonna get. I'll ask my last question before I hand you off. What's your favorite vegetable, and how are you preparing it?
I would have to say steamed carrots that my mom makes.
I love it. Shout out to your mom, longtime listener of the show. One of the other gents.
Pedro, about 4 different times over this season alone, I have said to you after a game, man, we got to get you on the show. And your response every time has been, yeah, absolutely. Let's do it. So we are all so glad that you are here finally tonight. So, on behalf of all of us, welcome. Great having you here. Now, I'm sure that you're not aware, but I have a son who is literally your age, 2 weeks younger than you. He's a lacrosse player, which means, I failed as a father, but that's not important right now. Him and I were talking about his senior year coming up and him playing, his varsity lacrosse and talking about CIF and going to the playoffs. And I asked him what that would mean to him. And he's like, Dad, that's everything. That's what I've been waiting for. That's what I've been working for. Now, you have that opportunity to get to the playoffs as a professional athlete. What will that mean to you this year? This year, and so early in your career?
Yeah, I'd say first of all, congrats to your son. And I'd say it definitely be a big part of my career. Last season we made the playoffs. I didn't get to play in the first game, and I wasn't rostered for a second game. I had a national team camp, so this would definitely be the first part of my career where it's like it's win or go home, and it's definitely a big learning step for my career to kind of get through.
Got it. Now, let me ask you this: you're still a very young man. You're 17 years old. Um, at what point? How long ago was it when you realized, you know what, I'm really good at this. I'm pretty damn good at this game. I just might be able to, make a living at it for some years. Uh, when did that realization hit you, and how did it hit you?
I kind of always grew up playing soccer, and I never really changed it to any other sports. So I think that was my goal since I was really young, and yeah, I just kept striving and going through everything, the ups and downs. But yeah, it's all been paying off. So
Absolutely, no question. Um, Last question, if I can remember what the hell it was that I was going to ask you, because I'm old and I forget stuff. That's what we do. Your dad can probably relate. He's about my age. Um, what do you think has attributed to your personal success? I mean, getting called up to the youth national team more than once. I think it's been a couple of times now, right?
yeah.
Um, when you got that very first phone call or email or text or however it was, what was that feeling like in the household?
Yeah, I think after getting the first one, the second and third kind of come easier, just like scoring. After the first goal, it's a lot. It feels more easier and like natural. So after the first one, I think it gives you more motivation to keep going, and then the second and third one comes in, and you can only go up from there. So I think after the first one, it definitely kind of gives you this confidence to keep going, and then the rest comes from there.
Nice. And what do you think? 2020 or 2030 World Cup U.S. men's national team.
Hopefully, we'll
We gonna
see.
see
We'll
you?
see. Hopefully, that's the goal.
I think Brad has a couple of questions for you now. But Pedro, hey, keep doing what you're doing, buddy. We're loving it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and take my turn. We've been trying to get you on the show for quite some time, Pedro. I
Yeah.
hope you can recognize that. So it's very nice having you on the show. Um, my first question for you is, going to these youth camps, to this USMNT, a couple of them are international. How do they get you there? Do they send you in style, or are you
Oh
kind of
no,
in the
did
cattle
I?
car like the rest of us?
I'm sorry. Could you repeat that? You kind of lagged on my end.
Oh, did I cut out there?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, sorry. So when they send you to these U.S. national camps, did they send you first class, or did they send you in coach like the rest of us would go?
Unfortunately, it's economy. I wish.
What's been your favorite place to travel to? I know you've been called up a couple times now. What's been your favorite travel location?
Not too long ago, we went to Spain. We spent 1 or 2 weeks over there playing a couple games. That was definitely one of my favorite parts. Just kind of being around the beach and hot weather is kind of my vibe. I also liked going to Costa Rica in February. So yeah, I'd say those two are probably my favorites.
And then since Dylan stole one of my two questions by asking you who you model your game off of, I have to ask my other backup question, even though it's not a backup question. You're a product of the Youth Academy, and we've had many a player on the show who are from the Youth Academy, and I always ask, who is the next quote unquote next wave member who's going to make a big mark on the team, if not the league?
Yeah, no, we've been kind of investing in the youth lately. So I think there's people like Apollo who we just signed, Tyson, Gavin. I think once those players make their name, I think it can only go up from there. So yeah, I'm really excited to see how they can develop as a player too.
All right, thank you. And since we're in the mood of stealing each other's questions, Dylan, I'll go ahead and ask one of Ray's, who has yet to ask a question. Uh, who in the locker room has the best taste in music, and who has the worst taste in music when they take the aux cord?
I'd say best taste is probably Chris or Nico. Worst taste, probably, well, not everyone plays, but when they do, probably Mo.
We could tell Pedro doesn't like the Japanese pop music, right? Or whatever Mo's playing on the aux.
Yeah.
Pedro, let me ask you this question. And this comes from playing as a 16-year-old against grown men on the pitch when you started with Orange County last year. How has that been for you? Like, how did you adapt to that? Obviously, when you're playing against people your age, it's different than when you're playing against legit 30-year-olds out there. And how has your interaction been with some of those opponents, knowing that some of them are literally twice your age when you're facing them?
Yeah, I kind of first few days of when I was at Orange County, I kind of got a welcome to the league from Dylan Powers, kind of pushing me off the ball. We had a little brawl there, but I think after a few games, it becomes more natural and easier for you, and you kind of just build your confidence, and then you become less and less nervous and scared of whoever you're playing against, and you kind of feel like you're one of them, to be honest.
Yeah, I will say from when I watched you early on, I think you can go back and find the tape of our shows from last season. I always felt like you looked like you belonged at this level, even physically. You looked like you were ready for that. Maybe that's thanks to someone like a Dylan Powers for just sort of throwing you into the deep end of the pool and just showing you, hey, kid, you're going to play at this level. This is what you're going to have to fight through and learn how to deal with. And I've loved watching you with some of that, which has been pretty awesome. We have a couple fan questions real quick before I get to my last couple questions here. What one of them, I guess. Let's see. What do we have here? Joseph Figueroa, was OCSE part of your journey in your career, or did that just sort of present itself and it just happened?
No, I think so. I was at LAFC Academy for a bit, and at the end of the day, it's all about your career and where you think you can be, and hopefully, I think everyone's dream is to play in Europe at the highest level. And I always thought USL would be a great route to kind of go through to, especially Orange County, to try and get to the European environment.
No, that's an awesome answer. And it sort of segues to a similar to a question I wanted to ask you. Obviously, most players your age, Orange County isn't the finish line. This is the stepping stone to get to that finish line. For Pedro, two questions. What would be like the player that you're looking at? Like, I want to have a better career than this player, and I really feel like I can do it. And a second follow up to that is, what would be your dream like destination to hit the peak point of your career?
For the first question, I think I always try to model my game off like someone like Marcelo. I grew up watching him a lot, or Danny Alves. Obviously, he's on the right side, but those two were one of my idols growing up. So I would say, yeah, trying to kind of be in their pathway and try to achieve what they achieved is something big. And for this, I'm sorry, could you repeat the second question?
Like, what would be your ultimate dream? Like, your career goes the way you
Yeah.
want it to go. Where are you ending up at the peak of your career?
I always liked Barcelona growing up. So who knows, maybe playing in Spain or in Barcelona one day would be definitely one of my dreams.
It'd be beautiful to see if we could see you wearing a Barcelona kit or any kit really from
Yeah.
Spain or any of the big leagues. We'd love to see that. Now, this next question, I'm going to ask you to ignore my co-host because they're going to give me a lot of bad looks for this, and I'm going to go selfish on here. I have my son, 13 years old, plays club soccer at Laguna United. He's actually just recently transitioned to playing a defensive role, right back.
Mhm.
He always played striker or the number 10 role. Now he's been playing more defense. What is your, I guess, suggestion or your just recommendation to a player like that that's transitioning from mainly striker? Now they're going to be focusing on defense. What tips do you have for a player like that?
No, I think the mental side is very important. There's going to be a lot of, especially changing positions. It's not easy. I've done that a few times already. So I think just trying to get through the ups and downs. And I think at the end of the day, everything's going to be all right. Like, you're going to try to strive for more ups than downs, but at the end of the day, you never know what you have in store for you. Like, maybe that's the better option for you than playing up front at striker. So I think just trying to get through that part, and then everything will just come from there.
And it like you said, like you like to be involved in the attack. And I think modern day soccer, those right and left backs, they're not just playing defense anymore. They're actually joining the attack, getting far up, scoring goals like you are. So that's what I'd love to see from him and any other young players that are learning how to play position like. So I appreciate that. Last thing I'm going to do, and then I'll ask my co-host if they have any. Dylan, I think you have one question you want to ask really quick.
I was just going to keep hitting some of the fan questions. First off, thanks to everybody for asking questions. Pedro, who do you think is the biggest threat on San Antonio's offense?
I know their number 9 has been, or the whole team in general has been pretty. They've been on a pretty good run so far. I think one of their number 9s has been scoring a few goals lately. I'm sorry, but I don't really know his name. But
neither do we.
Yeah, that's fine.
But I know he's been on fire recently, so it's definitely going to be a good stretch for us.
Hopefully you don't have to man mark him, because that seems a little bit unfair. You'll be quite out of position if that's the case. How often are you guys practicing penalty kicks?
I personally don't. I know some of the other guys do. I unfortunately won't be, or we'll see. But I don't think I'll be taking a penalty kick anytime soon. But no, every time we can, we try to get a little fun in. So we do a little PK shootout every now and then.
Nice. Well, hey, whatever counts for the end of the year. I think there was one final one. Do you see yourself? Where is it? Somewhere. Do you see yourself? Do you enjoy? I'm never gonna find it. Oh, your teammate asked, where is your favorite place to play other than the champ? And now it's Gavin, who could probably just ask you that at training tomorrow. But please.
No, thanks, Gavin. I'd say Lexington was actually pretty nice to play in for USL Club. I think their field was pretty huge. I'm not gonna lie, but no, their atmosphere and their field surface was good. So I'd say that.
Nice. All right, Ray.
All right.
Torture us some more, bud.
No, the last thing we're going to do here, I do this pretty much with every player that joins us, or most of the players join us. I do 10 quick this or that questions. You just got to give me your first reaction, your first answer. Don't think about it too long. Are you ready for this?
Let's go. Let's do it.
All right. So first one, binge watching a series or going down a TikTok rabbit hole?
TikTok.
All right. A huge party with everyone you know, or just a chill night with closest friends?
Chill night with closest friends.
All right. Epic road trip or tickets to your favorite artist?
Tickets to the favorite artist for sure.
Curated Spotify playlist or just listening to a full album front to back?
Spotify playlist, the first one.
All right. Staying up all night to perfect an assignment or going to sleep and turning it in as is?
My mom's watching, so the first one.
You're such a pro, Pedro.
Best answer ever. Shoes, comfort or style?
Style.
Quick FaceTime call or texting back and forth for hours?
FaceTime.
A career you're passionate about or a career that guarantees you financial stability?
Passionate about for sure.
Your go-to fast food or a perfectly cooked home cooked meal?
Perfectly home cooked meal for sure.
Because mom is watching.
Yeah.
Hey, he said Steve Carrots. So
Yeah. Last one for you. Losing track playing a video game or losing track reading a good book?
Video game.
And what's your go-to video game, Pedro?
I haven't been playing recently, but probably FIFA or Rocket League.
FIFA or rock? So simulation soccer or cars playing soccer is basically what you're saying.
Yeah.
So something soccer related.
Hey, new
Awesome.
FIFA game comes out in 10 days.
Get it right,
Oh,
Larry.
yeah,
it's
that's
now
right.
EAFC. It's not
Whatever.
FIFA
Yeah,
anymore.
I'm
They
sorry,
lost
I'm
the
sorry,
license.
Yeah. That's correct.
No, I'm going to call it Larry. You don't have to say sorry, Pedro.
Pedro,
He's the professional here.
last one here: red or green sauce on your tacos, or whatever. you put
Red
them on.
sauce.
Red sauce. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I was going to say, Is this where are we getting this New Mexico theme in here, Dylan? Really quick, Pedro, before we let you go, do you have any message to the fans for the remainder of the season? And yeah, go for it from there.
No, yeah, I think we hear and see you guys at every game, every training, every social media post. We see you guys, and we hope that you guys continue your support for us throughout this end of the season. I think the table's pretty tight, so anything you guys can do to help us is always appreciated. So yeah, thank you guys.
Awesome. Everyone, let's give a big round of applause to amazing young defender for your Orange County Soccer Club, Pedro Guimaraes. Pedro, as always, thank you for jumping on the show. We look forward to talking to you again soon. And Dylan's giving the bad look because I already butchered your name. And you tried to teach us, but I'm horrible at this stuff. I'm bad at saying things the right way. And Pedro, last season I got to speak to your dad for like a minute or two in line at the stadium one time. Tell him, great conversation, and looking forward to talking to him and you again in the future.
Of course, yeah. Thank you guys so much for having me.
Thanks, Pedro.
Awesome.